Step 8 of the series Who Am I? The Royal Path to Realize the Self. The whole of humanity has missed a very, very crucial aspect of our existence. And what is that state? That state is our deep sleep state. And how do we actually live there? We live in an unconscious way. Complete oblivion, darkness, emptiness. We don't even cognize the palpitation of our heart, the pulse rate of our heart. Nothing is ever felt at all. And since we have fallen into the abyss of darkness, emptiness, blankness, the entity which is existing in such and such a blankness or emptiness is termed as it is in complete ignorance. The dimension, the form of our deep sleep state until now has been only termed as a body of ignorance, complete ignorance. We are just unaware. But during our waking state, it has not been given or probed to know where does this individual go in his deep sleep state. What happens to his thinker, feeler, experiencer in one during the deep sleep state. Does this existence of cosmos has not given any importance to the thinker, feeler, experiencer in a man? Has it not given any relevance, credence, significance, importance to a thinker who thinks unstoppably, non-stoppably throughout his waking state? And he goes into an oblivion, darkness during his deep sleep state. The seers of the truth have found out that that is the real state, whereas these are all illusory, passing phenomena. And these happen, these arise from the deep sleep state. One is the dream, other is the waking state. Dream might happen during the deep sleep, dream might arise during the deep sleep state, but necessarily an individual who is born as a human being, he wakes up to the thoughts, he wakes up to the past registrations of him exclusively, had it registered, recorded by his ego. Why it is called as a body? It has a dimension. What is that dimension? When you call something as a body of ignorance, what is it that mean? It means the amount of I amness and with me, by me, for me, because of me, my and mine groups. They have apportioned under the intellectual functioning as dual feelings, thereby unceasingly giving arisal to innumerable thought patterns throughout waking state, and they run throughout one's waking state like a video dubbed with audio, and so specifically, so minutely of each feeling, and the person, the man who is in the waking state takes it to be that his physical form, his name and form, with that age, he is undergoing those thoughts with those feelings. Exactly, he is cognizing it that is happening within his mind and in his intellect. So the amount of the cluster of pattern of feelings, dualities of feelings and thought patterns that arise under the ego throughout one's waking state is a complete body. So whatever during the waking state I undergo as a feeling or an experience that I am undergoing, supported by a clear configuration or interpretation through the means of a thought, that has a dimension, and that dimension is the body of ignorance. To put all together, what happens during deep sleep, an individual and his world of experiencing, feeling, thinking, etc., exclusively under his title, the name and form, physical form, man or woman, holding so many character roles, everything wraps up, hides, disappears, but still continues to exist during the deep sleep state, isolatedly, though this deep sleep state is a vast ocean or the vast expanse of space of pure intelligence, unmoving intelligence, unmoving easiness, unmoving consciousness, like a bottle which has been tightly closed with a liquid contained in it, and has been placed in the ocean or a water tank or in your well in the house. It still never gets mixed up. The water in the bottle is tightly contained within the bottle. It never mixes up with the well water or the ocean water or the tank water. In the same way, with his personal world of likes and dislikes connected with such and such thought patterns and experiences, he closes himself, never dissolves in the ocean of bliss that is being undergone his intellect, his mind, his thought patterns, his name and form, everything exists isolatedly, but he himself is unaware of it because his arisal, his existence, his life is run by these three kinds of instruments called ego, intellect, mind. And these three don't exist. Not a trace of identification, symbol or mark or sound. Nothing is left to be felt during deep sleep, but the seers, the rishis, the self-realized had found out that, oh, this is the place, this is the abode to which one has to turn around, one has to go back. That they had found out. And what is its mark or characteristic? Its mark is nothing but, it's like a mirror, the self. That is what this visual is given here. Mirror the self of the deep sleep state, the limitless, formless, unarising, unleaving, easiness, intelligence, consciousness. All these three words are part and parcel of one supreme self, which doesn't have a mark of a feeling, of a sound, of anything of any sort. Since the entity is completely caught up in the body of ignorance, which is making his waking state as well as dream states, primarily this isolation of falling into the abyss or the blankness or the darkness of the deep sleep state is called as the body of ignorance. Each man has three dimensions of existence, three dimensions of bodies. The primary body is made up of this ignorance. Thus, he has got attached with the thinker, and thinker he has taken himself to be his body, physical body. The thinker is the physical body, the feeler is the physical body, the experience is the physical body, and these three, with all his experiences of the waking state as well as in the dream state, goes into oblivion. That is why still he exists in an isolated way. This is getting broken when he realizes his true self. His true self is nothing but the pure deep sleep state, unalloyed bliss, unfathomable bliss, unthinkable bliss, unthinkable purity, limitless, formless, unarising, unleaving, easiness, embodiment. Unmoving also you will have to put. It is still, it is silent, it is conscious of itself, and nothing is left outside its periphery of consciousness or intelligence or isness. So whatever that arises as our waking state, our dream state, are all nothing but reflections contained within the mirror called the self of the deep sleep state, to which we are actually traveling now. That is the pilgrimage. We have taken up the pilgrimage, this step 7, through which we are by and by realizing that we cannot be thinkers of this waking state. This body cannot be the thinker. The thoughts cannot be the thinkers. And there are no thinkers at all in any thought. There are no feelers at all in any feeling. There are no experiencers at all in any experience. This is the realization. This silences the chattering mind. This realization silences the chattering mind. The completely conflicting intellectual propulsions. It stops everything. It becomes still. The mind, the intellect, the ego realizes this fact upon listening to these satsangs and becomes silent and still.